Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the esteemed FaceTime with Leaders, an initiative by World Development Corporation. I'm Sunny Pancholi, anchor at World Development Corporation. FaceTime with Leaders is a platform for industry titans to share their experiences, thoughts, ideas, and best practices in order to inspire one another and future leaders. In a nutshell, we attempt to encapsulate the multi-decadal learnings acquired by these industry leaders. We also hope that by conducting these FaceTime with Leaders interviews, we can bring together a global community of eminent personalities. And by bringing together such visionaries on one platform, we hope to play a part in inspiring the lives of other leaders. Great learnings from great leaders undoubtedly assist everyone by identifying, nurturing, and using the trade secrets that are proven success formulas for many. And this is what we aim for with these sessions by making them a gathering of industry stalwarts and a knowledge sharing community. We have one such corporate stalwart on FaceTime with Leaders with us today, Mr. Chand Berry. With a career journey spanning nearly 3 decades, he is a finance director of unparalleled distinction. His cross-industry experience, namely in pharmaceuticals, animal health, and automobiles, gives him an indubitable standing in his field of expertise. His proficiency in finance operations, including business performance management, financial planning and analysis, controlling, tax and audit and internal controls, costings, compliance, transfer pricing, and VAT GST, positions him as a multifaceted leader. At present, he is serving MSD Pharmaceuticals Private Limited in the capacity of CFO, Finance Director, and Executive Director. Welcome to FaceTime with Leaders, Mr. Berry.
Thanks, Sunny, and happy to be on this with all the esteemed members.
So to begin with, could you let our viewers know in brief about your career journey so far?
So I'll just keep it very short. So I started long back in 95, and I still remember my first job was not a permanent one. So it was a contract role which I started off with Ranbaxy, but I think that 2 years with Ranbaxy, it shaped my career. The base was solid, and now I realize that even in 95, Ranbaxy was far ahead of its time. So today, what companies are doing, especially in terms of automation, in terms of finance due diligence or finance compliances, Ranbaxy was doing it much 30 years back. From Ranbaxy, I moved to, so most of my career has been in pharmaceuticals, and in pharmaceuticals, it has been in manufacturing. So most of the time I was placed at the sites in projects or on operational plants. My first step into corporate, and that is the time when I realized that I don't have a corporate experience, I took a step back and moved out of pharma and went into auto. Auto, a reasonably medium-sized company in Chandigarh. I joined them as a controller and a corporate role. And that 1.5 year in that company really shaped me up for this role in MSD. I have been in MSD for 14 years and have been through a lot of different finance verticals, starting from audit to controllership to a finance director role. I've moved around the company within various verticals, animal health, human health, and I've also done a 4-year assignment in Saudi Arabia. But overall, it has been a good experience that I have had, especially with respect to the implementation of the laws. So two indirect tax laws which came in were VAT, when we moved in from the general sales tax into the VAT regime, and from then VAT into GST. I think those two have been the key highlights of my career as far as finance, taxation, and distribution is concerned. And I'll just narrate one incident when this was as part of the FICCI HP finance chapter, when we were implementing VAT with the government of Himachal Pradesh. So we were discussing on which product fall under which category, and they put salt under the 5% category. And then everybody had a laugh because we reminded them that Gandhiji had done the Dandi March for salt, the tax on salt. So do you really want that to happen again? and then it was taken off. So that like I remember a lot on that.
Mr. Berry, thank you for the excellent start to this interview. And I must say, your career journey is truly inspiring.
Thanks, Sunny. Yeah.
So, continuing our conversation, our viewers would like to know, which of your roles have you enjoyed the most?
So it's very difficult to pick one which I've enjoyed the most, but each role has given me. I've enjoyed like each role I've enjoyed, whether at the start of my career or whether in various roles within the organization. I think if I go back to animal health, I think the distribution restructuring that we did over a period of 4 to 5 months in preparation for the GST, I think that was very enjoyable. A lot of discussions with consultants, our distributor, our channel partners, and how to structure the distribution, which is a win-win for all. So that was interesting. And then again, when I went to Saudi, we had to implement the VAT. First time in a GCC or an Arab country, we had the VAT implemented. A lot of Indian big fours were there as consultants, and it was fun implementing that law in Saudi. And coming back to I think to my current role and the other roles where I was a controller as well. So I think balance sheet reconciliation is something that I enjoy a lot. So and I challenge my controllers a lot on that, and my accountants a lot on that. That we need to have a very, very clean balance sheet and explanation if we are carrying some history with us. So I think these were the key highlights which I enjoyed a lot. And controlling is, yes, I enjoy the internal control governance part. So that's a part of my life.
That sounds incredible. So, building on to that, you have made numerous professional contributions, namely in terms of audits with increased business transparency, improved process efficiency with reduced cost of applications, etc. So, which of them do you consider to be the most remarkable and why?
So I'll take the recent experience with Merck MSD. So I've been 14 years with the organization, and being a US MNC, we have a lot of focus on corporate compliance, governance, ethics, follow the rule, do things right. And I think this is imbibed in us as individuals, and also we imbibe this culture of corporate ethics and compliance in our employees as well. We run programs for the employees where we imbibe this culture. And as far as the audit is concerned, so we have a corporate audit every 6 months to a year where the corporate team comes in and we have to prepare. But then we need to ensure that we have the right set of individuals who are manning our internal control functions, whether it is the business practices officers or our internal control and risk managers. I think if they are the right people are there, they ensure that we follow the corporate policies, compliances, and we keep within the boundaries. One guidance which I always give to them is that don't stop the business. We are here to enable the business. So internal control or the risk management team, we are not here to stop the business or hinder the business. We have to act as enablers. So come with a business mindset, ensure that the business is working within those boundaries, but we also keep a check on the business that they are doing the right thing. I think that is something that we follow in our daily lives.
Rightly said, Mr. Berry. So, as you have been on a board, what do you think about the current corporate governance framework offered by the Indian government?
See, by the day, the corporate governance is becoming difficult. And I think that is here with I would like the Directors Institute also to compliment them, because they have brought in the new insights into this corporate governance. They are enabling us as well. so that we become better directors in the company. We are able to manage things in a compliant way. But as a corporate governance, like as directors or as senior management, we cannot look at everything minutely. So we have to rely on the officers of the company who are there to perform their job, and that they perform the jobs in their defined roles. They follow the rules, regulations, not only of the organization, but also of the law of the land. Uh, so as directors, so we have our quarterly meetings where we go through the financials. We have a high level review of the financials. Internal audit is something we look at the internal auditors to give us insights, how we are performing, where we are lacking, where improvements are required, what is the categorization of the risk that they see, and then we rework on our policies and procedures accordingly, so that any gaps which are identified, we try and bridge those gaps with the right policy frameworks. But one thing what we keep in mind is, we being a pharmaceutical company, uh, we keep the patient in mind. So whatever we do for the patients, for the good of the patients. So we keep that patient in mind. And one thing that we follow is, if you come to our office, in our meeting rooms or the boardroom, we always have one red chair in our boardroom, and that red chair is the patient. So that reminds everybody in the meetings that whenever we are there, so that vacant chair is that what we are looking to enable them, how to help them, how to support the patients in the right way.
Amazing, truly exceptional. So, as a corporate governance expert with prior board experience, what values do you bring forth?
So my focus is mainly on is internal controls, compliance, and governance. So I bring in my expertise in this area, and what I feel is that, if, as I mentioned earlier as well, uh, if we have the right set of people who are managing our business compliance, they know the policies of the organizations, they know the rule of the land, uh, they frame the policies or the processes and guide the business as per those policies. I think if that foundation is strong for an organization as far as the compliance is concerned, and I think the rest of the things will fall in place. You don't have to struggle with the organization that one segment of our organization is doing well, but the other segment is not doing it, because we ensure that we have these sandbox trainings that we conduct for the entire organization for the policies, and where, like, based on the policy, we have scenarios and they do this sandbox training. So this is rolled out to each employee of the organization, so that each employee of the organization is on the same page. And I think this is what I also encourage in the organizations where I'm as a board member, is that we should have a strong culture of compliance, which is imbibed into the people, it's drilled into the people. Yes, the initial years or initial couple of years would be difficult, because if a cultural change has to be brought in, it has to be brought in. But there's a cost. There's a cost to that as well. We will have to invest in building that culture of compliance. But I think once that is built and we are able to sustain that culture, then I think the organization is good for a number of years.
So, as someone working closely with technology, what are some of the most remarkable changes you have seen in your field with changes in technology? That is part A. And what changes do you expect to see with the advent of technology like IoT, AI, ML, blockchain, big data, Web 3.0, etc.?
See, as far as technology is concerned, I think over the past few years, a lot is changing. So many new things are coming in. But again, then for the organization, a decision has to be taken at a corporate level or at a global level on which technology to use. What is the cost benefit behind that? What is the shelf life of the technology? Because as a corporate, we would not like to invest in a technology which has a very short shelf life. And I think most of the technologies which are coming in, a lot of changes are happening to them as well. So even though in bits and pieces, tools like AI and all, blockchain is now is fairly settled now. But when it comes to Chat GPT or AI, I think it is still evolving. We are using it as bots, like in bits and pieces to manage our receivables, our P2P, some of the compliance areas, some of the employee expense areas. We are using that, but then it's changing so fast that cost of change is becoming difficult to manage. And the second is that every time you get a new technology, you need to train the entire organization again. So the cost of training is too much. So I think we should wait a little bit, and just not jump onto the new technologies as soon as they are rolled out by the inventors or one of the companies who's innovating them. I think we should wait for it to settle down. Let some of the startups use that, because they are more apt to that, rather than organizations like us, which are like more than 100 years old. We still take time. The larger organizations will still take some time to imbibe that technology. But yes, they are good to have, but we need to be careful on what we need, and out of that, what do we use, and whether it meets our the overall objectives of the organization or not.
So, Barry, thank you for sharing such amazing insights into different subjects. So, this brings us to the last question of the session, and here it is. We are building a community of industry magnates. The move is meant for cross-pollination of knowledge and building a knowledge-sharing community of corporate giants and industry experts. So, what are your thoughts about these initiatives taken by Mr. Zishan Pathan, Mr. Heval Mehta, and the team of World Development Corporation?
I think they are doing a great job. I think I saw when I also enrolled for the course, I saw that I saw them. I went through a few YouTube and Facebook posts which were there, and I was really impressed. I think they are bringing about a capability. Yeah, they're developing that capability in India. They are helping the country to develop that capability. Not only in the seasons, so we learn a lot from the various webinars that they have with the seasoned directors who have been associated and industry stalwarts, and we learn from that experience. I think so. One is the capability building, and that the second is the continuous investment that they do on the capability. So they get speakers who are seasoned, and that helps us a lot to understand how to actually conduct ourselves when we get into boards where we have boards of listed companies, which are big listed companies, which will have stalwarts, how to deal with them. I think it's a great how do I put it? It's a great service that they are doing to this nation.
Great. It was fantastic conversing with you, and I'm confident that your insights will inspire future leaders. Thank you, Mr. Berry, for joining us today. Wish you the best for your future endeavors. Moreover, trust that this initiative by Directors Institute has unquestionably expanded the participants' understanding and enriched their minds.
Thank you, Sunny. Thanking you for having me over, and thanks to the folks on call hearing this, or who will hear the recording.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.